Alright, YouTube, the Shadow King Nazu, here with a review for Rosario Vampire 2, Chapter 63. Inamoka gives a hard kick to Gyokuro Shuzen's face, saying that she won't allow her to hurt anyone, and she does say her catchphrase of, know your place. However, the damage is so great that Gyokuro's face is half torn, exposing muscle tissue and her actual fangs. And she is outraged that Mocha would have the audacity to attack her own stepmother. And she uses her tendrils to not only restrain Inamoka, but to also impale her in the stomach, while saying that her plan is inevitable. Gyokuro claims that she is truly immortal now that she's bonded with Dracula, and she's regenerating even faster and is starting to mutate. We then see that Fairy Tail HQ is closing in on Japan and is just above their building, so a great deal of people might actually be seeing this, and they're being closer, and monsters are being closer and closer to being exposed. Gyokuro mutates further, and she has things like horns on her face, on different parts of her face, and these kind of like giant gauntlet arms with eyeballs and tendrils coming out of her palms. Yeah, that's a thing right now. And while this is happening, she's reveling in the fact that the rosary made to protect Mocha from Dracula is going to be the instrument in Mocha's death. Ah, irony. How I love thee. Gyokuro prepares to kill Inamoka, and Inamoka's in her mind screams for her mother, and then suddenly Gyokuro is paralyzed. Toa Fuhai, after defeating Inamoka's father's weak doppelganger, who was so weak and insignificant that Toha Fuhai didn't even bother to remember his name. I can agree with that. He was not even worth remembering. He says that Gyokuro's power lust corrupted her. And Gyokuro suspects that this is Toha Fuhai's doing, but Toha Fuhai says she's wrong. The rosary, it turns out, never had the power to control Dracula, because it wasn't connected to Dracula. It was connected to Akasha, who is still inside Dracula. So really, when she's really controlling is Akasha, and she just has some minor influence on Dracula. Akasha's responses are the thing that's rejecting Gyokuro's desire to kill Inamoka, because, like Toa Fuhai said, what mother would kill her own child? Oh, Toha Fuhai, let me introduce you to something called deadly women. I probably should not have joked about something like that. Anyway, Gyokuro tries to fight this revelation, and this gives Inamoka a chance to take the rosary from her, which Gyokuro fears Dracula will kill her without it. Inamoka then senses out Mocha, whom she believes has a hand in her protection. Gyokuro promises to prevent Dracula's attack if Mocha doesn't remove the rosary from her, and says Mocha can't stop him from committing human genocide, so she needs her help. However, this is Gyokuro lying, as she plans to betray her and kill everyone. Fortunately for Mocha, bus driver informs everyone that he has hacked into the computer, and Fairy Tail HQ will take back to the skies. I think there's more than meets the eye to the bus driver. So, with no bargaining chip, Inamoka takes the rosary and says Gyokuro should just beg her mother, Akasha, for mercy. And then Dracula's body parts start to kill and absorb Gyokuro Shuzen. I'm not entirely sure if Dracula is going to have Gyokuro's enemy is zero ability, which will allow him to sense his enemies and allow him to copy their abilities. But if it does, that will make Dracula an even more dangerous opponent. We then cut to Kahlua begging Kokua, Kurumu, and Mizre to forgive Gyokuro Shuzen because she just wanted her husband and family back. Kurumu senses Kahlua will die, being stabbed in the heart by her sister Kokua. Gyokuro in the past had attempted to regain Aiza's love with Kokua's birth, but that failed, and Gyokuro, as a result, became bitter to Kokua. Kahlua dies thinking fondly of her three sisters, and Kokua says that she loved everyone and just full of regret and wishes she could have reunited the family. We then see Outermocha remerges with Innermocha and changes to Outermocha. And then she sees Skune and the others and reunites with them, especially running into Skune's arms. Then the chapter ends off with Toha Fuhai suddenly being attacked and defeated by the Masked King, and says that everyone performed as he had planned, and is grateful to us. Ooh, boy, this was a really well done chapter. We did see Gyokuro's own arrogance, power lust, and desperate lust for revenge ended up being her downfall. Because she, despite her saying that she did deep research on Dracula's connection to the Rosary, she did not factor in that possibly Akasha was the one who was linking all of this, and that she could not control Dracula. And we also got to see Kahlua have this tender moment before she died, trying to beg for forgiveness for herself and for Gyokuro, when she really didn't want genocide, she just wanted her family again. And then just when she couldn't get that, she just resorted to human genocide just to spite Akasha. And we also get to see this little bit of character development for Kokua, as she now has to realize that she is considered the frowned upon child, not because she was weak, but also because she could not get her father to love her mother again. So she feels like a failure on another front, and she'll probably have to deal with that turmoil for quite some time. But seeing how this will be like the ending chapters of Rosario Vampire, she'll probably get over that soon. But it's the concept that does get it fun. And we finally get to see that despite we were approaching a happy ending, we are heading to the shit gets really fucking real when the final villain, the Masked King, has arrived. And the Masked King has already shown what he's capable of by quickly defeating Toha Fuhai, who was one of the three Dark Lords. Then again, Toha Fuhai just got through fighting one of the Fairy Tale Subdivision Lords, even though he said that it was easy. But the point still stands. The Masked King is not someone to be fucked with. So, all in all, very well done chapter. And then we'll see just where things go in chapter 64.